This is an analysis from Alpha Business Media.
Today, we're breaking down a strategic business case for agricultural resilience right in the heart of Nepal. We're going to be looking at how a shift towards climate-smart crops isn't just about the environment, it's a really critical economic move to tackle a looming crisis of both climate and food security. So let's dive into the analysis.
To really get a handle on what's at stake here, we have to start with this one single number, 10th. That's where Nepal ranks on the Global Climate Risk Index. We're talking about one of the most climate-vulnerable countries on the planet. And this isn't some far-off prediction, it's the reality right now, and it really sets the stage for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so let's get into part one. We're going to look at Nepal's agricultural crossroads and really try to understand the sheer scale of this climate-driven crisis.
What we're looking at here is a system under some serious pressure. It's like a perfect storm of factors. You've got this fragile mountain terrain that's prone to landslides. You have monsoons that are becoming more and more unstable. And get this, a staggering 75% of their farmland is totally rain-fed, meaning it depends completely on that rainfall. On top of all that, there's this heavy reliance on just a few crops, rice, wheat, maize, which are, you guessed it, extremely sensitive to climate shifts.
And the impact of that sensitivity, well, it's pretty stark. The data shows that just a 1 degree Celsius rise in temperature could absolutely slash rice yields by over 4,000 kilograms per hectare. I mean, think about that. For a country where rice is the main food source, a loss on that scale is nothing short of catastrophic. It's the kind of thing that can turn a nation from a food exporter into a net importer fast.
So here's the crucial point. This isn't just some abstract agricultural problem. It's deeply human. As the World Bank points out, this climate variability is a direct driver of poverty and hunger. For a small farmer, a single failed harvest isn't just a financial hit, it's a direct threat to their family's ability to eat. But, a crisis of this magnitude, it demands a really innovative solution. So, let's move into part two and see how this all builds. The Himalayan superfood solution. It's all about reviving ancient crops to build modern resilience.
And this brings us to a really critical question. What if the answer here isn't about inventing something brand new? What if it's about rediscovering the strengths that are already part of Nepal's own agricultural heritage? Let's start with millet. This crop is, frankly, an agronomic powerhouse. It's incredibly drought-tolerant, it does just fine in poor soil with very few inputs, and it's got a short growing season that's perfect for dodging those unpredictable monsoons. And on top of all that, it's a nutritional giant. The best part? Scientifically proven varieties like Cabrate Keto 11 are already available from Nepal's Agricultural Research Council, or NARC. But it doesn't stop with millet. The portfolio also includes buckwheat, which grows beautifully in high-altitude, acidic soils where other crops just fail. And then there's amaranth, another drought-resistant champion that actually contains a complete protein. And just like millet, proven, locally adapted NARC varieties of these crops are already out there, ready to go. The solution is literally already on the shelf. Okay, so having a resilient crop is one thing, but making it profitable, that's the real challenge. So let's get to the heart of the business case in part 3, where we analyze the economic opportunity, from the farm all the way to the market.
Now this number right here, negative 0.992, it's probably one of the most important data points in this entire analysis. That's Nepal's Trade Specialization Index for millet. But what does a number like that actually mean for a business?
Well, it means this. A value close to -1 signals that Nepal is a massive net importer of millet. Domestic demand is so high that the country relies almost completely on foreign supply. For any local farmer or investor, this is a total game changer. It means there's a guaranteed domestic market. You're not trying to create demand, you're just replacing imports.
In this table, this is where the real money is made. See, selling raw grain gives you pretty low margins, but if you start processing these superfoods into value-added products, things like gluten-free millet flour or buckwheat soba noodles or amaranth protein bars, you can multiply the price by up to 8 times. This is how you go from subsistence farming to commercial success.
So the opportunity is crystal clear. In part 4, we're going to look at what it actually takes to build this resilient future. We'll talk about the support ecosystem, some real-world success stories, and the strategic path forward. Now here's where we hit a major hurdle, the implementation gap. See, on paper, Nepal has things like subsidized loans, crop insurance, and tech grants. But for the average small farmer, the reality is hitting a brick wall of complex bureaucracy, a lack of basic information, and collateral requirements they just can't meet. The support system is there, but it's not actually reaching the people who need it the most. But where that support does connect, the results are truly transformative. Just take Sita Sharma Dakal. By switching to these climate-smart techniques, she now earns a stable monthly income that fully supports her family. This isn't just a theoretical model. This is a real, life-changing outcome.
And that impact, it ripples outward. For another farmer, Jamuna, success didn't just mean financial security for her family. Her farm actually became a knowledge-sharing hub for her entire community. It just goes to show you how one person's success can spark adaptation across an entire village.
So the big question is, how do we scale these successes? Well, the policy recommendations really boil down to 4 key things. Make it way simpler for farmers to get capital, invest in infrastructure like warehouses, boost R&D funding, and build a national Himalayan superfoods brand to get consumers excited. And on the business side, it's going to take a coordinated effort. It has to start with farmers banding together into powerful cooperatives. Then you need investors to step in and fund those high-margin processing facilities. And finally, you need tech companies to build the digital platforms that connect that entire value chain together.
And that leaves us with this final pivotal question. The crops are ancient, the climate threat is very modern, and the business opportunity is right here, right now. Can this fusion of old wisdom and new strategy truly unlock Nepal's economic resilience in a world full of uncertainty? The evidence we've seen today suggests that it's not only possible, it's absolutely essential.